Welcome to the Voices of Recovery podcast. This is your spiritual principle of a day episode, featuring a recovering addict.
Hi, my name is Lauren. My clean date is January 10th, 2011. You're listening to the Voices of Recovery podcast. This is the spiritual principle of the day for May 21st. Facing feelings with optimism. When we realize we've survived every emotion we ever had, we start to believe that we are going to be all right, even when we don't feel all right. Living Clean, Chapter 7, Living Our Principles. Feelings get a bad rap, so it's no wonder many of us tried to avoid them. At best, they seemed complicated and uncomfortable. At worst, they posed a threat to us, since appearing vulnerable might be dangerous. By the time we find recovery, we may be accustomed to being shut down emotionally. Our hardened exteriors were an asset in active addiction, protecting us like armor. But like so many of those old survival skills, we find being emotionally unavailable hinders our recovery. We need a different approach. Having little to no experience with emotional well-being, many of us tried to select which feelings we would feel. Unsurprisingly, we welcomed feelings that brought us pleasure. Love, connection, joy, satisfaction. Bring it on. On the other end of the spectrum, we did our best to stuff or avoid anger, heartache, or dread. Sadly, we recognize that this familiar pattern of seeking pleasure and avoiding reality, retooled without the cushion of drugs, was not an effective path to emotional health. Try as we might to avoid it, we all face adversity eventually, and the emotions that accompany it flood in. When we first experience despair without drugs, we may feel like we're going to die. Everything is horrible, we tell our sponsor dramatically. Though we've been fishing for a cosigner, we settled for some empathy. We're offered assurances that our troubles are neither inescapable nor permanent. I think of my feelings as works in progress, our sponsor explains. I won't deny my emotional response these days because I know it's just a first draft, not ready to be framed and hung on a wall. My feelings can evolve with some time and distance, just as I do. The hope I found in NA gave me the courage to test out this theory. My optimism is rooted in experience. I have faith that better times will come. Spiritual principle. I will approach my emotional life with optimism today. My feelings, good or bad, are only temporary and subject to revision.
The Voices of Recovery podcast is an independent production of the Works of Wisdom. We welcome your questions and donations via PayPal at voicesofrecoverypod@gmail.com. This podcast is an independent production and is not affiliated with, associated with, authorized by, endorsed by, or in any way officially connected with Narcotics Anonymous or any of its subsidiaries or affiliates. While NA literature may be read during episodes for the purpose of supporting recovery, such use does not constitute an official endorsement or representation by Narcotics Anonymous. In accordance with NA tradition, the NA name is not to be used to endorse or be affiliated with any outside enterprise, and no such endorsement or affiliation is implied. Music is by Sage. Thanks for listening to the Voices of Recovery podcast.